Because if you look into the whole educational paradigm, the whole schooling is conducted without the body being participating in it. No? Whatever the teacher is talking about is not there at all in the experiential context of the child. So really what happens in the classroom is that our holistic being, which is the mind and body togetherness, gets fragmented, and the body will function as per its biological rules, and the mind will function in a different way, because the mind can actually now engage with language independent of the body. For example, I remember a child was came and told me that earlier people used to think that the earth was round. Now the earth is flat. This child told me this, because he said this is what the teacher said. So I kept quiet, because what he did was that his experience of the flatness of the world, which is what is evident to him, it converted the teacher's statement to suit his experience. You see? But after 3-4 months I asked him, he told no, it's the other way around. How did he then understand that the earth is round? So most things that are taught are non-experiential, and it is a belief-making system. In that sense, whole modern knowledge system is nothing but another kind of religion in that sense. It's only based on superstitions. And all the teachers are the priests, who are telling you what to believe. You see, and your choice is, and it's exactly like the way, a priest functions, If you don't believe, you're out. You're not part of the school. You're excommunicated. You're called illiterates. You're called idiots. And whoever is passing, you will be given degrees. What is that? It's like, more and more, you're creating more and more, high priests. This is what you're doing through education. Because it's nothing but a belief system. And within the belief system, you're creating reasoning. To justify what you believe, you create, reasoning. What are we actually doing with reasoning? Reasoning being used to organize the information that is given to you by somebody. You see? So this is actually, so we have really not critically looked at what is really wrong with education. People have done all kinds of other experiments, but have not really gone deep into the fundamental crisis actually. And the fundamental crisis is this, that every child is biologically equipped to create knowledge of the real world, not the written word. So the problem with alternative education, homeschooling and all that is that two things they are not considering. One, children need to be taught at all. Second, that it is not in language that learning should take place. Actual understanding takes place outside the realm of language, in experience. As you experience, you begin to understand, you make sense. And the language is only for giving names to those things, So this is a fundamental problem that has happened, So what happens in the classroom is that your mind learns one thing and your body learns something else. But what does the body learn in the classroom? The body, because it is dictated by biological rules, can only learn what they experience. And what is the experience of the child in the classroom? A teacher teaching, a teacher transferring somebody else's information, a teacher who is not creative, she can be loving or non-loving, it doesn't really matter. But the whole paradigm there is that whatever we are learning about is absent, what is absent we are learning. So the experience, the bodily experience is something very terrible actually. Whereas the mind, because it is not all that critical, it is not disconnected, and because it is afraid, because it believes in the adults, would take in all the things that the teacher says and believe. So the basic fragmentation of our beingness as human fragmentation basically result of these two fundamental things. One, we have made unknown into known. Second, we made learning into teaching. So what modernity has done is that it has subjugated the unknown within the realm of known and learning into the realm of teaching. Because if you look at the modern language, modern, in the pedagogy and all that, they always talk about teaching, learning together. And teaching is always first. You see? So if you actually look at these two things, teaching is a top-down kind of thing. That we have knowledge and we will give it to you. Whereas learning is an inside-out thing. Knowing from inside that you as a being is, engaging with the outer world. So there's a completely different kind of connection that happens. So this, I think, is the basic, problem actually.